Webb Benninghoven here with Gulf Coast Motorcycles. Another video to help you out with your K1600GT and GTL. This time we're going to focus on the left-hand side switchgear without the audio system. I'll go over the audio system in another video. So I'm going to run through this pretty quickly. I'm going to try to hit all of the features and all of the information tabs and what they do. We'll start off on the back side of the switchgear. There's this little trigger. That is your flash to pass, and if you push it away from you, it's also your high beams. Pretty simple, quick, and easy. The next is your electric cruise control. This works very similarly to the way it works on your car. You turn it on by pushing it over to the right. That frees up this little toggle switch here. When you get the bike to the desired speed, you set the cruise control by simply pushing it away from you. If you want to accelerate, you push it again. If you want to decelerate, you pull it back. Now, there's a few different ways to deactivate the cruise control while you're riding. You can pull in the clutch, pull in the handbrake, step on the foot brake, or rotate the throttle back to the neutral position. Once that's done and you want to resume your speed, all you do is pull this back towards you and it'll start off at the speed that you had it set at when you shut it down. The next button is this right here. Some people call it the jellyfish. This is your running lights, the brow tine lights on the bottom of the bike. The four-way flashers are the next switch, and it's very simple. Turn it on and turn it off with the press of a button. Over here, the next switch, the one with the helmet on it, that is your electric windscreen. You can set your windscreen up or down or any place in between, and it'll stay exactly where you set it until you turn off your K1600 motorcycle. Then it will drop all the way down into the fully down position to help secure the nav system if you happen to have it on your bike. Now we're going to then go from the bottom up. You have your horn at the very bottom, very easily reached with your thumb. Above that you have your turn signals, left and right. To cancel the turn signal, you simply push directly in. It's very easy. Now, we freed up a lot of the other stuff on here. We've already touched on it. I'm going to take a few minutes and go over two items. This rocker switch right here, it has a diamond on it and menu beneath it. And then this rotating dial here that also pivots left and right. Let's take a look at what these do. The first thing we're going to do is press the menu button, and that brings up your menu on the bike. Now, I want you to think of each one of these little marks down here as tabs, and I'm going to press the button for each one and tell you what your tabs are. You have Info, the next one over is ESA, the next one beyond that is your handle heat, the next one beyond that is your seat heating, and the next one beyond that are your settings for the audio system and the motorcycle itself. Now let's go back to the very first one. Info. What does this give you information on? Now if you look over here, you'll see I am rotating the dial here, and that's affecting what is selected on the screen. You have fuel consumption 1, fuel consumption 2, so a split level fuel consumption meter, a range to empty, and every time you select one of these, you'll see that the information section comes up over here in this corner. Your average speed, the ambient temperature, your tire pressure, and because the bike's not rolling, you'll see the tire pressures are all at 0. You have a stopwatch for lap times, a travel time with an elapsed total time that the bike's run, the date, your oil level, which the bike has to be running and stopped, and then off. And off does precisely what it says it does. Now, we're going to press this a second time, and it says ESA. That stands for Electronic Suspension Adjustment. The electronic suspension adjustment on this bike allows you to control the preload and the damping. What you're seeing here is the damping. You have a comfort level, you have normal, and then you have sport. Below those damping settings are where you control the preload. You can set the bike up for one rider with luggage, or two riders, and that will adjust the preload on the suspension based on what you've selected. Those are all the subgroups under ESA. I'm going to press the button again, and you'll see that you have handle heat. And as I rotate the dial, the handle heat goes up. As I rotate the dial back, the handle heat goes down to the off position. The next setting is your seat heating. You can have your seat heating on maximum or turn it down gradually to off. Again, and you have the settings menu. The settings menu gives you your settings for the audio system. You have your loudspeaker settings. That's the speakers in here on each side. And you look there, and over here there are some speakers there, and this you can turn them on if you don't have a Bluetooth, or turn them off so that you can use it with your Bluetooth. Now I'm going to toggle back on the rotating dial, and that takes me back to my main submenu. The sound, this is where you select your bass and your treble, your speed volume, the overall loudness, and your auxiliary volume for anything that you plug into the auxiliary plug. Now we're going to go back. Your tuner is simply that. It is a radio tuner just like in your car. Going down again, your Sirius, this is exactly like selecting the Sirius radio option in your car. And then the last thing is where you pair your Bluetooth helmet with the motorcycle itself. Switch this over, you can pair two helmets. You pair the helmets to each other, you pair them to the bike and to your phone. Now, we're going to go back again to the user settings. Your user settings, your language, your time format, 12 or 24, the brightness of the screen, your start logo, the background, and a place to default the factory settings. Toggling back, we're going to go down to the vehicle settings. The vehicle settings give you an opportunity to set your alarm system and also set your headlight. What do you mean by set my headlight? Well, some people drive on the left-hand side of the road, and some people drive on the right-hand side of the road. Gives you the opportunity to set that up right there. If you happen to be on a very long trip and change to a country that has drivers driving on the other side of the street, this is how you fix that to keep from blinding the oncoming traffic. Going to go back to your time. This is where you set your time. It's very intuitive. This is where you set your date. And then down here, DTC is your dynamic traction control. Now, thank you for joining me on this video. You'll see that when I press it again, the screen goes dark. So we've run through all of the features of the menu. But wait, there's still this little diamond up here at the top. What does that diamond do? Well, it's very simple. Your diamond is the memory feature. So when you come to a setting that you use on a regular basis, whether it's the info setting, the ESA setting, the heated grips, or the heated seats, all you would do is press and hold this button, and you'll see a little diamond appear in the far right-hand corner of the tab that you pressed the diamond and held it for, and that sets that as your favorite. So anytime you press the diamond, it'll take you right to that level of that screen. It's very simple and very easy. Well, folks, that's all I'm going to cover on this video. I wanted to keep it as short as I could. Thank you very much for joining me. Again, I'm Webb Benninghoven with Gulf Coast Motorcycles. Please check out our videos online. You can visit our store at www.gcmotorcycles.com, or you can call us at 239-481-8100. And again, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you on the next video soon.